So this morning I was reading from the book of Esther. So Esther really is a great example of God's sovereignty, which means God is over everything. God holds all power, and everything that is happening because of his will. So the book of Esther really opens up with the Jewish people are in exile. So they are living in a foreign land. So the Jewish people, generations before, were captured and taken off into slavery by Babylon. Then Persia came in and conquered Babylon, and now these Jews are existing in exile. Years in the future, there's going to be a decree, and that decree is going to lead to the annihilation of the Jewish people, God's chosen people. And we see that God begins to weave the story so that he takes the Jewish people off the outcome that's going to happen in the future. We see that he positions Esther, so he puts Esther in the palace so that she can influence her husband, and he puts Mordecai in proper position. And what we learn is that the Jewish people find themselves in this foreign land existing because they're paying for what happened to their grandparents. And so sometimes we'll look at today's suffering, but today's suffering really represents someone else's choices that happened. They really are in the position they're in because of their grandparents. And then we see that Haman's sons pay the penalty because their father was evil. And we see that sometimes harm comes to the kids through no fault of their own. It's because their father is harmful. And really, we get the story of how suffering in the world can exist and there still be a God. And then we see God's love for the people in that everybody gets to choose whether they actually believe in God. But we see that God begins to narrate the story so that the people of Persia, they actually become Jewish in the end. And we see that not only does God weave the story for their benefit, but that story is weaved for their triumph. God's sovereignty is that everything happens according to his will.